Hey yo, salute to the people. It's a social forecast. Came through with another installment and addressing the comments because yo, some of y'all motherfuckers don't either y'all don't pay attention to what the fuck it is y'all hearing when y'all consume content on YouTube and these different blogs and videos and shit, or y'all motherfuckers just have an issue just comprehending. It's like y'all pick certain words out of a whole message and then hone in on those individual words, and that's what y'all base y'all comments on. And the shit don't make no sense. And I'm coming across, it's not even, I can't even, with this addressing the comments, I can't even, you know, single out a certain person because there's multiple people that's doing it. And it's not everybody. It's definitely not everybody. But it's certain individuals that really don't listen. Like, comments make YouTube fun. Comments make social media fun. Like, you want to interact with people who take time to fuck with your posts and take time to fuck with your blogs. Like, that's the whole point of commenting, right? And I interact with all my commenters. Everybody who gets under any of my videos and comments on shit, I interact with them because, at the end of the day, nobody has to take the time out to fuck with my content. Like, nobody has to. That's a choice that people make. Whether you come across a video by mistake, you stay and you watch it. Most people just keep it moving to the next video. There's very few people, when you really compare all of the content that you see out there on YouTube and sites like that, there's very few people that actually take the time to comment. And so the people who take that time out of their day to do that, I fuck with them. So I'm gonna, when I come across it, and if I get a chance, because at a certain point, the comments just get to be too many, but at a certain point, I will interact with them back. As long as I can. But it's just a few people. I'm looking like this one, on the video I did, the blog I did about the whole PSA HipHop message to Joe Budden shit. When I did my response, and I was basically talking about how, we can't 100% blame Joe Budden for, his sellout characteristics and how he's starting to switch up his tune about hip hop and R&B and certain artists that he always protested against, him coming from the older school of hip hop. So I'm going in and I'm giving my whole breakdown. And then this dude come in the comments talking about, you basically, matter of fact, let me read the comment because I don't even remember what the fuck this nigga said all the way. I just know that y'all be fucking bugging. For all of the people that that comment respectfully and I go back and forth with, I fuck with y'all. But this dude, he was just fucking bugging. Let me see. Alright. So he said, you sound like a nigga that says it's cool to sell out when you haven't made it. I guess he's insinuating that Joe Budden didn't make it. Then he says, just because he out the game don't mean his fight is over. That makes him weak as fuck. That's like Barack Obama running for president as a Democrat, not getting elected, and then switching the game to go Republican so that he can make it. At that point, for the wrong reason. The problem that I have with this comment is you're arguing the wrong point. This is why people who don't win arguments or debates with me, this is the reason why they don't win. Because y'all have you type of individuals have a fundamental issue with communication. Communication is bilateral. Yes, it's two ways. You gotta have, both parties who are communicating have to be involved. That's only the first part though. Communication is also multifaceted. I said a whole bunch of shit in that 14-minute and 27-second video. And what it sounds like you did, and this was my reply comment, because I take this shit serious. Like, don't come at me unless you understand fully what it is you're coming at me about. So what I said was, it sounds like you didn't really listen to anything I said, but picked certain words out and held on to them. And if you want to use similes, so can I. So I said, that's like reading a novel, but not comprehending the story, but you know every word. I said, in a nutshell, that I agree, he is bitter, he didn't really make it. And by really, really make it, I guess I just mean that commercial success that he never really achieved. Then I further that by saying, if him selling out is what people are upset about, then they share the blame. That was easy for all the other people who watched my shit and commented to understand. They may have disagreed with that premise, but they at least understood what I was saying. This person here sounds like he don't even understand what I was saying. So now I'm gonna break it down because I'm not doing this shit again. If you're gonna be an active viewer, subscriber to anybody's content, I don't care what it is, and if you're gonna choose to engage with that person's channel by commenting on their material, on their content, cool. But just know what it is know what you're disagreeing with, because the stuff that this person put in his comment is nothing that I was arguing against. I mean, I guess, some people want to feel like they have to put their point out there, but family, and this goes for anybody, you're not disagreeing with anything I said. Not based on, if I'm basing it solely on your comment, because what I have to go off of is what I said in my vlog. That's what you guys have to go off of if you're watching the vlog, if you're listening to what I'm saying. So anything I don't say, anything I don't communicate, you can't know because I didn't say it. And so all I have to go off of is the comment that I read that you post. So based strictly on that comment that I read that this person posted, I don't see where the argument is valid, because all the things that this person pointed out are none of the things that I said. Not a single one of them. Now, if you think that I was basically saying it's okay for him to sell out, clearly you need to go back and watch the vlog again, because at no point in time did I say, and this is, I guess, the issue with communication nowadays, is that people will assume that you're saying something if they're not sure. And I get it. I guess it's human nature at a certain point, but that's why you make sure you open the lines of communication. That's why the smart people, they'll put up comments like, so is this what you mean by that? And if so, XYZ. But I never said it was okay for Joe Budden to sell out. I never said he made it or didn't really make it. That was not my point. My overall point was that if he didn't reach the pinnacle of his vision for success for him in the music industry and decided, yo, this podcast lane is really popping for me, I'm gonna jump off and do that, and I'm gonna be an orator and a voice for all of this shit I've been seeing in hip-hop and R&B in the music industry for however far back, cool. Now, for the people who say, okay, he been doing this shit since Joe Budden TV, I'm gonna tune in to see what the fuck he gotta say, because at the very least, even if I didn't fuck with his music, I always fucked with his opinion, because he's always been real about what's really going on in the music industry. Fine, because that's where we all, you know what I'm saying, we're all at that place now. So now he's doing the podcast, he's doing the state of the culture shit. Every once in a while he'll do a pull-up. PSA HipHop, when they put out that message to Joe Budden, when I got on and did my vlog, because some people even had an issue with this too, I never disagreed with anything Three Letter Man was saying. I started off my vlog by saying, and continued to say it throughout the duration of the vlog, this is not against PSA. I fuck with them. I'm subscribed to their shit. I fuck with all of their feedback on different things. I fuck with Three Letter Man. I fuck with the whole movement that they got going on over there. And I even specified in the blog, I'm not disagreeing with what they're saying, with what Three Letter Man was saying in his message to Joe Budden. I did not disagree with what he was saying. My vlog was to serve the purpose of, I don't agree with what you're saying, but if we're going to agree, if all of us are going to agree with what you're saying, you have to look at the other side. It's about me being a realist, and it's about me being fair to all sides. I can't just say, I don't like XYZ. I'm going to break down why. But then at a certain point, you still have to play devil's advocate and be like, look, because it's not about what I think, but these are the things that Joe Budden, for those of you who follow everything that he does, watches and listens to every podcast, all the state of the cultures, and even the shit that he does when he does, goes on his like Instagram live shit. he has communicated all this. There have been reasons and clues for different, for why he has turned out the way that he is. For the people who feel like he, might be selling out a little bit. Whatever. It is what it is. I never disagree with that. What I said was we all share some of the blame. However much blame y'all want to associate to the industry, to Joe Budden, to the labels, to the A&Rs, execs, to the casual fans, y'all can sort that out. The argument that I feel like is not debatable is Joe Budden does not have 100% of the blame. He doesn't. Never said it was okay for him to sell out. Never said that was cool or justified. I'm just saying everybody has a reason for everything they do. If you have a craft that you do and you feel like you're good in that craft and you feel like you don't reach the success that you should, who cares that it's because he didn't make the music that appealed to people? He didn't have the right producers or beats or whatever the fuck the people were saying, these are the reasons why he didn't make it. That wasn't my issue either. I didn't say he didn't make it and should have. I didn't say he didn't or he did. I'm just saying in his mind, because we've heard this, in his mind, if he didn't acquire that success that he felt he should have, that would have been in line with what his lyrical skills are. And for those of you who say he don't have the lyrical skills, not fucking with that. You can say you don't fuck with his content. It's not your cup of tea. That's cool, 100%. For years, people were having the argument of who's the greatest, back then, Biggie or Pac. I was riding with Pac. Even though lyrical content-wise, lyrically, the ability to put a song together, put stories together, flow and all of that shit, Biggie had it hands down. But his content I didn't really fuck with his content. The songs were dope, but I gravitated more towards Pac's content and Pac's message because at that point in time, on a certain level, with me being into like nonfiction reading, with me being into poetry and shit like that, Pac's message stuck with me more so than Biggie's. So I sided with Pac as being over Big. That's about preference though, right? So when a person says, you can say, I don't fuck with Joe's content. He's not really my, you know what I'm saying? As far as, the best, as far as lyrics go, I wouldn't give it to Joe because his content didn't really move me. Cool. But you can't say he's not one of the most lyrical just because you don't like his lyrics. There's a difference there. And you can't get in my comments and say, yo, you can't say this, or you saying this is like you saying that. No, it's not. Listen to the message. There are different nuances there that I feel like the people who are commenting some of the things they're commenting, they're missing that shit. And that is part of why my channel is here, because it's not just about talking shit about these random things. It's about understanding within each other that we have our differences of opinions about different things, but we got to learn to find middle ground, at least as far as you have your opinion, I got my opinion, you know what I'm saying? But we can still be respectful. We can still do what we can to understand each other's point of view. And, even in those cases where I just totally just am missing you from, totally off base from where you landed to your point, from where I landed to my point, still understanding that doesn't invalidate somebody's point. For all the niggas to be like, yo, you're dumb, you don't make sense, that's crazy, like, take that shit to somebody else's channel, bro, because that's the type of negativity that is unnecessary, and it goes against everything that I'm trying to do on this channel. It does 100%. I'm not just here to talk shit just for the sake of talking shit. Yeah, it's my opinion that everybody has a right to their opinion and everybody has a right to voice their opinion. That part, I'm not debating that part. The indictment comes when it's what I'm trying to do with this channel is bring all these opinions together so people could at least be like, okay, I see what he did there. I see what's going on there. I see what that person is saying there. I don't agree with it, but we still gonna have the discussion, because healthy debate, that's what the fuck relationships are all about. That's what it's all about. And some of y'all motherfuckers don't even like have a clue. And I be reading through some of these comments like, first of all too, right? Because this is addressing the comments, so I could do this. If you're gonna comment on some of my shit and you're gonna use disrespect, gonna use derogatory words and shit. You're gonna call me stupid, call me dumb. If you're gonna do that, right? At least because I'm an author, right? I'm a writer. I write books, right? That's what I do, right? So if you're going to call me dumb, say I'm stupid, act like I don't have a clue, if you're gonna do that, please don't let me find any grammatical errors in your comment. Please don't let me find anything as far as the sentences that you're putting together. Fucking words don't make sense, and you're not using the proper. Like, don't. If you're gonna criticize me as far as intelligence or stupidity goes, if that's the approach, then you should be smarter than me. Because that's what happens when you do that. You're basically, when you downplay somebody like that on a level of intellect, you're basically telling them you're smarter than them. So if that's what you're saying in a comment, if that comment insinuates to me that you're smarter than me because you started off by calling me a dummy or calling me stupid or saying, something that I'm saying don't make sense, then every fucking thing that you have said in your comment better make sense. Every word better be spelled correctly. The sentences better go together. Because some of you motherfuckers just insult people because y'all just got nothing better to fucking do. And that shit is annoying, yo. And it's unnecessary. And that's why there's so much fucking separation. Like, let's focus on the content. Let's focus on the message, on the vlog itself. Leave all that other dumb shit. Take that shit somewhere else. Like, leave that shit out of it. Because it's not what I'm trying to do here. I'm trying to build a fucking community of people who can come together and talk about different things. The unimportant things like this that we just like because it's just hobby. And the more serious shit that you can also find on this channel. Because if we can't handle just the conversation part without digressing to insulting each other, if we can't do that, then we can never deal with some of the big issues that we complain about. The unarmed black people being gunned down by police, the unjust and unfair voting laws that are out here affecting so many people, keeping us from wanting to vote and participating in elections. But we complain about the issues, we complain about who's president, the fucking issues with the education system, the issues with gun control and people being shot down in public places and at public events for no fucking reason. We can never hope to deal with those things and see those things change. All we're ever going to have is a bunch of fucking complainers because we can't even get past the conversation with each other. How the fuck we going to go into these boardrooms? How are we going to go into these back rooms where these politicians make their deals? How are we ever going to infringe in those spaces to force positive change? How are we going to do that if we can't even have the conversation with each other? And that's part of what I'm trying to do with this channel. And y'all motherfuckers, some of y'all, not all, because I respect and salute everybody who continues to surprise me when I read my comments and I'm like, yo, these motherfuckers, they at least get it.